I just want to say, after listening to the two of your testimony, you definitely give the impression that you don't think that you're actively in any way promoting this misinformation and extremism. And I totally disagree with that. You're not passive bystanders. You're not, nonprofits or religious organizations that are trying to do good job for humanity. You're making money. And the point we're trying to make today, or at least I am, is that when you spread this information, actual misinformation, extremism, actively promote it and amplify it, you do it because you make more money. And so I kind of deny the basic premise of what you said. But let me get to the questions. Let me ask Mr. Zuckerberg, according to a May 2020 Wall Street Journal report, a Facebook researcher concluded that Facebook's own recommendation tools were tied to a significant rise in membership in extremist Facebook groups in Germany. I wrote to you last month requesting this research and related documents. I trust you'll fully cooperate with the committee's inquiry and provide all requested documents and information. But my question is, and please yes or no, were you aware of this research showing that 64% of the members in the extremist Facebook groups studied joined because of Facebook's own recommendations tool, joined these extremist groups in Germany? Were you aware of that, yes or no?
Congressman, this is something that we study because we want to make sure our products
But I'm
improve.
just asking whether you were aware of it. It's a simple question, yes or no. Were you aware of it? That's all I'm asking. Were you aware of this?
Aware at what time? After we studied that?
I just asked if you were aware of it, Mr. Zuckerberg. Yes or no? If not, I'm going to assume that the answer is yes. Okay.
Congressman, I've seen the study. It was about a content leading up to the German election, and we since made changes to the platform.
Question, which relates to that. You said yes. Okay. The troubling research I mentioned demonstrates that Facebook was not simply allowing disinformation and extremism to spread, it actively amplified it and spread it. This is my point. Nonetheless, Facebook didn't permanently stop recommending political and civil groups to the United States until after the January 6th insurrection, years after it was made aware of this research. The fact that Facebook's own recommendation system helped populate extremist groups compels us to reevaluate platforms' liabilities. Now, back to that Wall Street Journal article. Facebook's chief product officer, Chris Cox, championed an internal effort to address division on Facebook and proposed a plan that would have reduced the spread of content by hyperactive users on the far left and far right. The article alleges, Mr. Zuckerberg, that you personally reviewed this proposal and approved it, but only after its effectiveness was decreased to 80%. Is that true? Yes or no, please?
Congressman, we've made a lot of measures that aim to fight this content, including.
Did you approve after its effectiveness was decreased to 80%? Yes or no?
Congressman, I can't speak to that specific example, but we've put in place a lot of different measures, and in the aggregate, I think that they're effective, including.
Did you review the proposal and approve it?
Congressman, we do a lot of work in this area, and I review a lot of proposals, and we've moved forward on a lot of steps.
It's not a difficult question. I'm just asking if you reviewed this internal proposal and you approved it. And you won't even answer that. I don't. It's so easy to answer that question. It's very specific. All right, you won't answer, right? Yes or no?
Congressman, that's not what I said. I said I did review that, in addition to many other proposals and things that we've taken action on, including shutting off recommendations for civic and political groups.
Did you approve it with the 80% decrease in effectiveness?
Congressman, I don't remember that specifically, but we've taken a number of different steps on this.